How's it going, everyone? I'm Ryan Santos. I'm recording straight from Ericeira, Portugal. And this is my first video in English. I'll tell you in a minute why this channel has had 1,500, almost 2,000 videos in Portuguese, and I'm shifting my language to English. Here's what's going on. I am a vocal influencer in Brazilian economy, Brazilian politics. I was born in Brazil. When I was 15, I moved to San Diego, California. At 17, I got accepted to the University of Pennsylvania with a full ride scholarship. And I became the first African Brazilian to graduate from an Ivy League school. After that, I spent some time on Wall Street. I was equity research analyst at Citi for 2 years. And that's when I jumped to content producing on the internet, starting from blogging and then Facebook fan pages, YouTube, Instagram, all of that. So that's a little bit about my story. And here's what's going on in my life. I got demonetized in Brazil. That's number one. Number two, my channel is blocked in my country. You are watching this video because your servers are not in Brazil. Okay? So you're probably watching this from America, from wherever, somewhere in Europe or Asia. If you were in Brazil, you weren't able to see this pretty face. Okay? And I can show you a graph. This is how much money I made last year just on YouTube. And I only worked the second half of the year. Can you see it from there? $76,000 on YouTube in 2022 for like 4 or 5 months of work. And there's a straight line right here at the end because my channel got demonetized in the beginning of November. So, yes. What happened in the beginning of November? There was an election in Brazil. And it was kind of a bogus election. And people, the influencers and journalists who contested, like they were like, hey, but these numbers don't add up. Why candidate number one has nobody on his rallies anywhere, and candidate number two is like the most well-liked person in the country. Everyone loves him. Everyone loves candidate number two. And yeah, he's way behind in the polls. There was an analyst from Argentina who took stats, and he'd be like, yeah, these numbers don't add up, whatever. So right now, there is a whole movement on censorship in Brazil. So people who are vocal, even comedians, are getting shut down. Like people who make people laugh, they cannot make people laugh anymore. And some of these people are getting arrested. Some of these people are getting their bank accounts canceled and passports canceled. There are names like Paulo Figueiredo. There are names like Rodrigo Constantino and Alan Santos, who are against the current government, and they don't have access to their bank accounts. No. They can travel anywhere because, well, they're right now in the USA. However, they cannot leave the US because their passports got canceled by the Brazilian authorities. I'm just recording this video because, like, the same way it happened to the comedians, that they cannot go on stage and make jokes. They cannot go on YouTube and make jokes. It's happening to right-wing journalists and influencers. And it's like, it's not really right wing like Donald Trump people. Like the Brazilian right wing is kind of like the American Democrats, because like the Brazilian left wing, it's like full on Venezuelan, Cuban, Soviet socialism. So yeah, here's what's going, this is what's going on in our countries, in our country. It's been a while since I showed up on YouTube. Why? Because even though I didn't commit a crime, having an opinion is not a crime. I did not commit a crime. I was, I can say I was worried about getting arrested in Brazil just because of the person I am. A guy with a big following who thinks different than the current government. So like, as as the biggest democracy in South America, as the second biggest democracy in the whole world, no, actually, the second biggest democracy in the Americas, right behind the USA. And as far as population goes, we only have India, China, Indonesia, and the USA bigger than the Brazilian population. So like, let's take China out. There are only 3 democracies in the whole world that are bigger than Brazil's population. So we're not a democracy anymore. Democracy is like you are free to vote in whoever you want and be against the current government. And you can't. You can't. Why don't you in other countries know about this? Because the media is left wing. The media, once again, left wings in Brazil are communists, like full on Venezuela / Cuba / Nicaragua / Soviet Union, Lenin, Stalin communists. And they don't let this kind of stuff leak abroad. I've been trying to take my family out of the country for quite a long time. They're older. They don't want to change. It is what it is. However, I am extremely worried about what's going on in our country. As far as freedom, pretty much. And what's going on with journalists, comedians, and influencers who have a voice. So I got demonetized. I was making about $20,000 a month on my content. Yes, I miss making $20,000 a month just on YouTube, but I have other companies. I sold a startup a while ago, a year and a half ago, named Kiwify, a fintech startup. So I did pretty well for myself. However, there are other people who has a similar job to like turn on a microphone, turn on the camera, or write or say something. And these people have no way to work because like their work is like content. Their work is like exposing, expressing their opinions. So it's getting harder and harder to be somebody who works in media and doesn't agree with the current government of Brazil. That's what's going on with our country. I know this video is not gonna get hundreds of thousands of views like my other videos, because the YouTube algorithm only pushes my videos to Portuguese speaking people. However, let's make this a stepping stone, a cornerstone, whatever you call it. The first video of my whole life speaking in English without a plot, without like I'm not reading anything, like, and there's no editing right here. So it took a lot of bravery on my side for me to like come out of my darkness, 7-month darkness, to be like, hey, here's what's going on in my life. I'm here in Portugal. I cannot live in Brazil. Our institutions don't really work anymore. We have no idea why my channel got shut down in Brazil. My lawyers looked for it. Like, they're like, oh no, there's nothing against you, Haya. There's nothing against you. Like, and the lawyers of other people who suffer from the same censorship, they're also like, we don't know even where to start because it's a Supreme Court thing, and it's running in sigilo. It's like it's a secret, like in judicial secret. But yeah, so I'm using this situation to be like, we say in Portuguese, turn a lemon into lemonade. Tornar limão numa limonada. But here's what's going on. So thanks for watching my video till the end. And I want to hear from you if you're familiar to the situation that's going on in Brazil. Take it easy. Have a good one. I'm Ryan Santos, straight from Ericeira, Portugal. In tomorrow's video, I'm probably going to be somewhere else in the world. I'm a digital nomad. I'm free. But I'm free to travel to other people's countries. Things are not that safe for me in my own country, and it's a big pain. Have a good one.